Welcome back, Warriors. Before we get into it, make sure you are sharing, liking, commenting below in this video. Make sure you share this with your friends, families, spouses, whoever that you are close to. Make sure you are sharing this content with them. We have another good episode. Today, we're talking about a list. A list. Do you have a list? We'll get into more of that soon. Get to the show. Welcome back to the Warriors Vision Podcast. I'm your host, Brian Suss, also known as the Warrior. We're on episode 114. As you see there, the title Homestead Preparedness. So but last episode we talked about being prepared. Before we get into all that, make sure you are sharing these episodes. Make sure you're commenting, liking, doing all the things to help this channel, to help this podcast grow. I need your help. I can't do it without you. So please like, share, comment, do all the things and help this podcast grow. We're trying to get to 500 before the end of the year. We got a steep hill to climb. I think we're sitting at like 230 or somewhere around there, or 225. I don't know. The subscriptions keep dropping off, going up, dropping off. So I don't even know, but I know we're not at 500. So if you could, please share, like, commenting actually throws this to other people. It gets this in front of other people because they know, oh, here's some traffic. Let's put this video in someone else's face. And it just keeps going and going. So like it, comment, share your thoughts. Whatever you may. I'm pretty sure you don't agree with everything that I'm saying. I'm pretty sure you don't agree with everything that I'm saying. So share your thoughts. Let me know what you're doing, and whatever the topic is, let me know what you're doing or what you're thinking. All right. So episode 114, Homestead Prepared List. After that episode from 113, I went back and was like, you know what? Let's put a list together on the things. I talked about it in that episode, but let's put a list together and see the things that I'm wanting or needing. Is it viable? Do I really need it? Or was I just spouting out some things off the top of my head that I, thought that I may need? And after doing so, I came up with a pretty good list. And this is based on just having a regular storm come through and doing some damage. Whether it's ice, snowstorm, hurricane, and I'm not talking about like a once in a lifetime type storm where, again, North Carolina received 21 trillion gallons of rain. That's not normal, right? No storm does that. So, we're talking about just basic regular storm destruction. So on my list, I started out with a generator. Now with a generator, I'm thinking I want to go solar. I don't want to go gas because over time, you don't know how long you're going to be without power. You don't know how much gas is going to be consumed while, trying to keep your refrigerator running or whatever the case may be. You don't know. And if, like me, in my situation, for my setup, I'm 30 minutes or so away from a gas station. And that depends on if I can get to the gas station, right? If there's trees down, or if there's a bridge wiped out, or whatever the case may be, road going, whatever the case may be, I don't know if I can get to a gas station. So I'm thinking that I'm going to settle with a solar generator, one that I can charge, big enough one that's big enough to power the refrigerators, keep those going. We have a deep freezer and we have a refrigerator. I figure, like I said in the previous one, power banks. if I get a solar power bank, then I don't have to hook it up to the generator. So the generator would be, the main purpose would be to make sure we don't lose any food, meat. So deep freezer and refrigerator, got to keep those running. And it's easy, set out the panels. We here in Southern Alabama, we get tons of sun, and the way our home is set up, we see the sun rising in the east, and there's a nice cleared area where we get full sun for about, I want to say 8 hours, and it's just like boom, boom, boom. So we get enough sun. So one generator, gas cans. We have a big one, and then we have a smaller one. Probably get another big one and have gas in it stored. One maybe that we don't really touch, but just an extra one that has gas in it for chainsaws. That's the next thing on the list, chainsaws. So if there's trees down, you want to have 2 gas chainsaws. You definitely don't want to have battery powered chainsaws, especially if you are having to cut through thick pine trees, oak trees. You don't want electric battery powered chainsaws. I don't care what the news and whatever marketing guru, whatever they say, you want gas powered. That is proven. It's proven. It's proven. You don't want to get into a situation where you're in a storm and let's paint a scenario. You're in a storm. The storm happens, knocks out the power. All right. So you're running a battery powered chainsaw. And let's say it does take out, it helps you chop up one tree. After you get done with that one tree, you still got 34 other trees to cut. And let's say you want to be a good Samaritan. You want to help your neighbor out. Well, you can't help your neighbor out. Your battery powered chainsaw is dead. And if you are running a gas powered generator, that soon too will be gone. So I would say mix match, right? Have a gas powered chainsaw. And you're probably like, that doesn't make any sense, because what if you run out of gas? Well, you're not going to use that much gas. You got to be smart with it. Cut, turn it off. Cut, turn it off. Cut, turn it off. Don't just have it running, just sitting there, bang, 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 burning up gas. Don't do that. Do the business, get done with it. And if you have 2 to 3 cans of gas, that's going to go very far, right? So I would say we have one gas powered chainsaw. I want another one, and I want another gas can. And matter of fact, while I was in Georgia for the hurricane, they had this setup where they had this tank that was like 200 gallons, I believe, 200 gallons. And I was like, man, and they was driving around with it. I was like, I think I want something like that for if I did decide to get a gas generator, right? I can use that as a backup. Let's say something weird happened where the solar power generator is acting funny or whatever the case may be. I don't know. Or let's say we want to use the gas powered generator first and then, go back up, run the backup with the solar. Then we have 200 gallons of gas in this makeshift tank, or whatever the case may be, however you store it, for 200 gallons of gas, and you're able to preserve it to make sure it stays active, it's not bad gas. That would be fantastic. I don't know where I would put that. I'm pretty sure I can find a spot to do that, but I'm thinking small scale, something that's realistic. I mean, that's still realistic, but for small scale, I think I'm gonna up my cans now. I think I'm gonna say I need 2 more cans, right? 2 more gas cans and 1 more chainsaw, and I'm good to go. If there's down trees and my neighbors got down trees, hopefully they're listening to the podcast and they're writing on their list, I need a chainsaw. So now we have 4 or 5 chainsaws in the neighborhood that we can actually help clear trees ourselves. We can help clear roads ourselves, right? Water. You want to have water. Let's say there's a ice storm. We had a bad freeze here. It wasn't that bad. they're not used to freezes down here. So, the pipes, they froze. Um, we was without water for, I would say we was out without water for like 4 hours, right? 4 hours, and then our pipes actually it froze, and then once it thawed, it ended up breaking. So that was a learning thing, learning experience. But you want to have water for situations like that, right? You want to have water for situations like that. You want to have water for if the city, if the county, city, whatever, cuts the water off. I was in Georgia and they cut the water off on the people. Um, there was various different reports that was coming out. I don't really know what happened because the people were saying they don't know why their water's turned off. So, but the water was off. And when you're relying on other people to supply things for you, you're at their whim. You can't do anything. You have to just wait. But if you prepare, right? If you prepare and start putting things back, then you don't have to. You're not really desperate, waiting for them to, turn on the water and help you. You have water for yourself. So I'm thinking, I don't know how many cases, but I definitely want to start storing up, either whether it's water bottles, the packs, the 40 count, or water jugs, or getting a big tote, whatever the case may be. My wife is very adamant about making sure that we have water, right? You want to have water. Um, the next thing is rope. I put rope slash straps, right? The straps are for if I have to, if we're in mud, so I can get myself out of it, or if I have to get someone else out of it, I can strap them up, pull them out. The rope is for if we know there's a lot of rainfall and the waters are rising, right? We see this. If we have rope on hand or straps on hand, then we can tether each other to one another, right? We can rope each other up and be like, and that's our lifeline, so that at no point in time that one family member will get swept the right way. You see, I'm thinking about all of this. So many times I heard while I was, out there, we heard the reports of people getting swept away by flood waters. I was like, man, that has to suck. Like, I don't even know how you. I mean, that the peace will have to come from God. Like that to find peace in that situation, to sleep at night. That would have you have to have a godly peace rest upon you. Cause I'm like, I don't know what I would do if my son got swept away, or my wife got swept away, my baby girl got swept away in rainwater, in flood water. Like, and I can't get to it. That would eat me up, knowing that I could have I should have did something. I could have prepared. I could have ran some scenarios, something. I could have did something. So I came up with this rope straps. If we see the waters are rising, let's start preparing. Let's start instead of just waiting for the waters to get there. And now we like, oh, what are we doing? No, we see the waters are rising. Let's start wrapping ourselves up in rope so that I'm the anchor. We all are close. No one's going anywhere. If anyone goes, we're all going, right? That's the idea behind it. Is it the best or perfect idea? I'm not sure, but to me, it's something, right? I want to do something. I want to be prepared. I don't want to be and watching them go and oh man, that would eat me up. That would eat me up. I'm telling you that God would literally have to just. I would be ate up by that. I would be ate up by that. Um, yeah. Oh man. So the ropes and the straps are for floods. Pulling, being able, and if trees are down, if your vehicle is stuck, if someone else is stuck, straps are good anyway. So get straps, right? Especially if you're out on the homestead, have some vehicle straps. Food, and food. I want to start getting some MREs or something equivalent to that, right? Um, I feel like you can only eat so much jerky. Matter of fact, what's funny is I was like, yeah, I can eat jerky. We was out in Georgia during that time on this detail, and I had jerky and trail mix, and I ate so much jerky and trail mix, I was sick of it. And I want to say that was by probably probably day 3, day 4. That's horrible. Day 3, day 4, I was done with it because I was eating it like all day. I was done with it. I didn't want any more of it. I probably should have fasted. Would have broke it up. Would have, I could have did something else, but that was, I was like, man, that's pathetic. 3 or 4 days and I was done. So food is important. In these situations, food is important. Like we laugh about it now, but food is important, and you got to be able to, you know, have different types of food. I guess to help you continue to push forward. And another thing I would say is a important skill or ability to have is being able to go without. Because you don't know, maybe you don't have any MREs or any food. Can you miss a couple meals? Can you miss a couple meals and still have that fight to continue to go on? I don't believe in this American society that we have people. I'm gonna go for men because I was talking to men in Georgia and South Carolina. They don't have the willpower or the want or the desire to go through hard times, and that ate me up. I couldn't. I I came back, as I said in my previous episode. I came back and told my pastor, my wife, and I was like, America's not ready. I told a couple of my buddies, my friends, Jay and Wes, and I was like, America's not ready. If things were to, you know, to happen, Americans are not ready. Sure, there's some, right? There's some, but the people in the cities, and I'm not even gonna just leave it to the city. People in the country as well are not ready for hard times. A lot of people are extra comfortable. Just because people live in the country doesn't mean they're practicing different life sustaining skills. That doesn't mean that. So I would say just Americans as a whole are not ready to 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 go through hard times, to go through struggles, to be without AC. To be without AC? We had a conversation. Oh man, it was to be without AC, to sleep outside. It was like you was spitting in their face. They didn't want to hear that. Men did not want to hear that. We're headed for some rough times. Whether it's going to be um, illegal immigrants doing whatever, or storms, or um, the grid going down. Whatever the case, we are in for it. There's going to be things happening, and people are not ready. Americans are not ready. And that's what's going to cause the chaos to ensue because people are not ready. When people are used to eating 7, 8 times a day and they can't go 4 hours without eating, people are not used to walking a mile, and now their cars are broken down, but they see that other people have vehicles. Is And this is not a scare tactic. This is just me telling you that you need to start preparing for things, being aware of things that is going on around you. Stop watching what the news media, regular TV is showing. Watch some YouTube things where real people are recording and uploading what's happening in real time. Like the disconnect from North Carolina, from what the TV is saying and what's actually happening on the ground, totally different. Totally different. But that's a whole nother episode for a whole nother day on a whole nother whatever. We're back to the to the list, the homestead prepping list, right? Food, MREs. I figured, get some bags and put, you know, as many MREs, field dress them. Many of you guys, well, I don't know. If you were in the army, we got the bags open. We dump out what we, go ahead and have that bag, that stuff ready. I don't know if you want to do that because of the flood, but most of the stuff is wrapped in plastic and it's sealed pretty good. So yeah, go ahead, prep all your stuff. 5, 6, 10 MREs in a bag. Put your backpack on. Have the ropes around your family members and ride it out until the water goes away, and then you have your food. That's what I'm thinking. That's a scenario that I played out in my head. So food and MREs in backpacks, ready to go as you sit in that water rise. You're ready to go. Everyone is, maybe dad has on a big old rucksack and he has all the food in there. Maybe some flashlights, some lighters, whatever the case may be. Dad is the anchor for his family, and that's what I'm thinking when I was writing this up. Um, Ice storms, cold weather, freezing temps, no heat, none of those things. Wool blankets. Get you some wool blankets, right? Put some in your car. If you're stuck on the road, get some of those wool blankets. Um, if you're in your house, we have a propane gas fireplace. And last year or earlier this year, we used it all. Well, we didn't. We used it to about 32%, right? We wanted to fill it up. Now, I had no idea there was not an option. There's not an option for a payment plan. You, they fill up the gas. You have to pay it all, which is fine. I had no idea what the price was going to be for that propane. And when they told us the price, when they told us the price, oh man, oh my goodness, it was pricey. It was pricey, I said that's the last time we ever turn that fireplace on. Last time, and I'm not playing. We're not turning that fireplace on ever again. So what we're doing now is investing in a wood stove. When I was younger, I remember my grandparents, they had one in their house. I remember always loading up the wood in there. They had this big fig tree that they had their firewood underneath. They would go back there, pick it up, bring it in the house, and I don't know who was chopping it or what, but it was always chopped. We brought it into the house and threw it in that wood burner. And that thing was nice. It was set right in the center of the living room. I remember that vividly. I remember that that wood burner. So that's what we're doing. We're investing into a wood stove. We're gonna put it inside the house. Hoping to have that done before winter in southern Alabama actually starts, which is probably around January or somewhere around there. So we have enough time. But once we get it going, I'm definitely going to post some pictures of it and show the process of it. But that's what we're doing. We're investing in another source of heat instead of relying on propane, which is so costly. Yes, it's nice, but it costs so much. And if you're in places where the winters are relentless, I feel for you because you're paying a pretty penny for propane. A pretty penny for propane. So if you can, I'm just throwing this out there. Look into, get adding a different heat source. A wood burning stove so that you can heat your home, and not break the bank on it, right? Because you're gonna have to replace that gas. You're gonna have to replace the gas for the following year, especially if you are cooking with that, gas. Our stove is also gas, so look into those things. We're right now we're stocking up on our charcoal, so uh, I don't expect anything to go wrong with our propane tank, but we want to make sure we have charcoal. When I was out there during the hurricane, Walmart ran out of charcoal, Lowe's ran out of charcoal, Home Depot ran out of charcoal. They was out of charcoal. A lot of people, I'm not, I'm guessing people, yeah, most definitely, they probably used up all their gas and electricity route. So electric stoves not working. Some of those things. Um, Yeah, so there it is. That's the list. Our homestead prepared list, things that we're looking to add to our homestead to make sure that we're able to survive whatever storm comes through, as long as it's not something mega. Again, this list is not for what happened in North Carolina. This list is not a Katrina um, to defeat Katrina's, type storms. This is just for regular storms, regular situations that we can be prepared, that we can rely on ourselves, sustain ourselves instead of waiting for someone to come save us. I'm not waiting for someone else to come save my family when I am the head of my family. It's on me. I'm responsible. I'm accountable for them. So, men, men, take charge. Take charge. Take charge. Make sure you're holding yourself responsible and accountable for your family's survival. Make sure you're doing that. It's on you. It's on you. Whether you want to acknowledge it or not, it is on you. They know it's on you. So you might as well go ahead and accept it and do what you need to do. All right? Let's run into this contact information. Voila, the GoFundMe page. Please go there and support the page. Donate, share it, whatever you can do. Like I said, we're trying to build a community of warriors. Just being that light that God has called myself to be, and hopefully that I shine and bring someone else into the fold, and we can just have many men that are warriors for God, while bringing in their sons, their children, not even just their sons, just their children, bringing them into it, and teaching them different skills, teaching them, to have a warrior like mindset, and teaching them about God. So if that's something that you can get behind, if that's something that you can see yourself being affiliated with, please go to the GoFundMe and donate and share it with others. All right, I would greatly appreciate it. Follow us at Warriors _ collection _ the other one, Warriors _ collection _ network. YouTube, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification, hit that ding dong, ding ding ding, turn that bell on, and be on notice when anytime a video is uploaded. Right. Follow us on Twitter, see through it one, and TikTok at Warriors Collection Brand. All right. The audio side is always up and running. We have 3 or 4 episodes that we got to upload. Internet is acting kind of crazy, but we're going to get those episodes out there to you. You can listen to us on Apple, Spotify, iHeart, Amazon, and all the others. Yes, the others. Google, Stitcher, all the others. All right. Check us out. Make sure you follow us on those different platforms. And hey, leave us a review. Help us grow this, share it. Do those things. All right? That's the show, guys. I hope that this episode was thought-provoking. I hope that you were able to look at your own situation, your own region, and analyze what type of weather patterns you may encounter and how you can better prepare your home, your family for whatever Mother Nature throws at you, or whatever the city throws at you, the county throws at you. Make sure you're able to respond appropriately and accordingly to what's going on, so that you don't have to not have answers for your family. What are we going to do? Where do we go? How do we do? You don't want to be doing that. You want to have answers. You want to be their comfort, their safe place, right? You want to be those things. You want to be those things, all right? So, with that being said, level up, train harder, be 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 an asset for yourself, community. No, let's start that over. Be an asset for yourself, family, and your community. All right. This is the Warrior on the Warriors Vision podcast. I will talk to you guys later. Warrior out.